right, Mr. Williams.
Yes, Your Honor.
General, just sit tight for a second. We're going to get Ms. Woodson back, and then I'll continue the proceeding, okay?
I think with Mrs. Wilson, the attorney Wilson was going to bring to the court attention, because I spoke with her yesterday, and I bring it to her attention that I will be standing pro per silence.
Okay, Mr. Williams.
Yes.
I'm not going to hear anything until she's present. Okay, here she comes.
All right, Your Honor.
Hello.
Hello, Ms. Woodson.
Sorry.
Okay, there you are.
Yes.
Okay. I was setting the preliminary examination for the 25th at 9 before myself.
April 25th or
April 25th. And I don't know how much of what was going on that you heard.
I started jury trial on the 24th.
Pardon?
I said I started jury trial on the 24th, Your Honor.
Your Honor,
Okay.
I do want to make, I mean, I know we have a lot of movement. Sometimes dates need to get made. I do have 3 witnesses I got to bring in from out of state. So, you know, we should obviously have a date that's going to work.
Yeah, that's firm. Okay.
After that, May 23rd, if you want it.
Okay, I'm just going to have to, May 23rd would be my next prelim date, but we're going to have to just give a Monday. Yep, we'll just make a date.
Your Honor, I'd appreciate if you'll let Mrs. Wilson bring it to the attention of the court that she is being relieved of as my counsel.
Hang on, Mr. Williams. What? That'll work. Well, let me see. Did you say, will May 1st work?
So.
I don't know. Will that give enough time to get the witnesses here?
I will do my best, Judge, and at the very least, and I don't want to bifurcate it, but if we have to, I can at least get some of the in-state witnesses on and at least get this going on May 1st.
That's right.
I think that's probably our best option because I know the court's so busy. Let's grab that date.
All right, Ms.
And
Woodson,
that works for me as well, Your Honor.
that would? Okay. So
Yes.
that's the date we'll go with. Mr. Williams wants to address the court. Go ahead, Mr. Williams.
Yes, Your Honor, Mrs. Wilson is being relieved as my attorney. That's the first thing I want to bring to the attention of the court. And also I want to ask the court that I need to be understood what the court has been holding me for a year. And then I find out here that there is a hearing set for, as it stated here, for June the 1st of 2023 to determine whether or not Olisa Susan Williams has been considered as even dead. That's what it states here, but the court has already issued this here case number 23-000104-M.
First of all, Mr. Williams, as to that part, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, they're saying you holding me on behalf of this individual being dead. They're saying they haven't determined as being dead. That's what the hearing is all about.
Mr. Williams, okay, Your Honor, what he's referring to is I believe he was served with a probate matter because Mom is finally, now that the charges have been filed, she is pursuing a death certificate in this matter. That's why he's being served with that. This is a homicide case, and we are alleging Miss Olisa is very much dead.
Yes.
So
okay, that answers that.
My attention, you understand that, because I asked the court and filed with the court for account, you understand, by a licensed physician, the coroner, for to determine what their claim it is. I have nothing else.
Mr. Williams.
There's been a death.
Mr. Williams. Okay, the first thing is, are you intending on representing yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
And I also would like to be brought into the courtroom, you understand, to represent myself and not only.
Oh, you will be here.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You will be able to see me in all splendid color.
Thank you.
That day.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so we got May 1st. That's the date that you'll be here. Right now, Mr. Williams, I'm going to leave Miss Woodson on the case.
Okay. Also, Your Honor, Can I get a copy of the motion for discovery? I've been asking for a year. I've stated that to the court, and I keep being denied a copy of the motion for discovery. Now, the United States Supreme Court justice said that I'm entitled to a copy.
Oh,
of the
Mr.
motion
Williams,
for
Mr.
discovery.
Williams, Mr. Williams,
Yes,
you
Your
want discovery. I
I've been
believe
asking for it for
discovery has
years.
already been provided to your attorney. Did you ask your attorney
The
regarding
attorney
that?
doesn't have a copy. I asked her, she doesn't have it.
Your Honor, I do have discovery, and I have given discovery to Mr. Wilson,
You
Mr.
have not
Williams.
given me a
He's
copy of
talking
your
about a
motion for
very
discovery. I'm
specific
sorry.
motion that he filed for discovery. I do not have that. I'm not sure when he filed that motion, but in terms of police reports and things like that, he does have that.
That's not a motion for discovery there. That's why you understand I don't need you as my counsel, Mr. Wilson, because you don't even know what a motion for discovery is.
Oh, she knows what it is. She
But then
found it not.
Well, she want to take a comment here on a murder case and don't have a copy of the motion for discovery.
She has discovery.
No, she does not, Your Honor.
She does.
No,
She
she
very
have
much.
a
It's been
state
turned
police
over.
report. That's not a motion for discovery.
Okay, look. I am not going to sit here and argue with you, Mr. Williams.
Oh, I didn't realize I was arguing with you, Your Honor. Forgive me, please.
All right? I'm telling you, your attorney has discovery. We went through this before. Additional discovery was provided. It's been made, that representation has been made. There would then be no need for a motion for discovery because it's already been provided. So I'm done dealing with that issue, sir.
Well, then I guess
May
we
1st.
can go to the next thing. So,
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, Your Honor, are you saying then that you have something to provide me that Elisa Susan Williams, by a coroner or election position or someone to state that we know there is a death, or have been determined by the court that there is a death, and that you have grounds that can hold me, you understand, regarding, you understand, a charge of death. This is what I need, because from what I've been getting in the court and what has been presented before me, is not, you understand, bring to my attention.
Okay, all right.
That's why I'm
Mr. Williams, Mr.
Honorable-
Williams,
The Honorable
Mr.
President, I
Williams,
ask the
let me
President
stop
to see if he
you.
will look
Let
into
me
this matter.
stop you, Mr. Williams. Come May 1st, or maybe shortly thereafter, the people will be putting on evidence that there has been a death.
Thank you. I'd appreciate
And
it.
so that will happen.
Thank you, because I think that's what we need here to take and try on me on a charge, and death have not been proven. What we got here is accusation.
Well, I think
I've
it
got
will
something
be.
here brought to
We'll
my
have to wait till May
attention.
1st.
Can I bring this into your attention, what it was given to me? I was given a copy, and it's dated here for my arrest, and it's dated back here. It says Detective Daniel Everson declared a death in 1982.
Okay.
Now, I've been incarcerated. They told me that I don't have truth knowledge, but they said I've been
Mr. Williams, Mr. Williams,
95.
Mr. Williams.
Yeah.
Now is not the time for what you're trying to tell me.
Well, I'm just trying to establish here, and he's had a death this year time.
I understand what you may be trying to establish,
Oh, you do?
but there will come a time where Mr. Williams, Mr.
Your Honor,
Williams, there will come a time I will hear from both sides.
I appreciate that.
And right now, I've set that for May 1st. So you can keep talking at me if you want,
Well,
but
you know,
it's not
I'm
going to do
gonna
you any
take
good,
this
because I'm just going to tell you I'm going to hear it May 1st.
God
What'd you say?
forbid. I don't want
You are-
to disrespect you in any kind of way. God forbid.
Yes, Miss Woodson.
I know the court has kept me on, I guess, as second chair to Mr. Williams. I would advise him to stop discussing the case because things that he says can be used against him.
Okay. I don't need to follow up on that, but you're right. All right.
Also, will you have, Mrs. Wilson, will you provide me with everything you have regarding my case after you've been resigned from my case? Any documents that you have, please.
Okay,
provide me with
Mr. Williams, Mr. Williams,
Yes, Your
you
Honor.
had an opportunity to talk to Ms. Woodson. You've got a very good attorney. Ask her for it. And just ask.
Oh, I sure will.
Don't be trying to make all your demands like you're trying to do with me. If you just
Oh.
ask her,
Excuse
she'll
me,
cooperate with you.
Excuse me,
Okay?
Mom.
All right. I think then we're done for today.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great
Have a
day,
blessed day,
everyone.
and the peace of God be with you and your family. God bless you, and thank you for the.
Or maybe we're not done. I think the Attorney General may want to say something.
I just have to ask, I'm ready to start on May 1st. Does the court have time on May 2nd? I do have an expert witness that is available on the 2nd. If the court's got, if we need to continue, will it be continued on the 2nd, or will we be continuing it on a different?
We would normally give another date. Let me
Okay.
just check.
That's fine,
What-
Judge, I just want to check.
What the,
The next day is currently being tenant cases.
The courthouse, Mr. Lawrence is here and
I'm
Ms.
here.
Stewart is in her car. Last time we were here, I reiterated the requirement for the 12-panel hair follicle test and a substance abuse evaluation. Have either of those been done, Mr. Gilbert?
No, I said I couldn't afford it.
All right. Mr. Lawrence, have you been able to look into this case?
All I've done, Your Honor, is my initial investigation in this, and I checked yesterday to see if any documents had been filed, and there were none. I guess my suggestion at this point is that we simply leave status quo in place until Mr. Gilbert decides to comply with the court's orders, and then he can petition to have it reviewed.
That was one of my thoughts. Ms. Gilbert, when these issues first came up, you asked the court for an order of adequate cause so you could potentially make a permanent change in the parenting plan. Would you still want to do that, or there's also Mr. Lawrence's thought that we just leave this until Mr. Gilbert gets the test and does the evaluation?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if we could leave it and give him more time, I guess, yeah, I'm not sure what the best thing is, but if he did do it, then that would be best. Sorry. So yeah, I don't know if we can leave it for a while and see if he does something before making it permanent.
Ms. Gilbert, what would you think of having at least telephone contact between Mr. Gilbert and Max at this point?
Oh yeah, I mean, I believe they do. Yes.
They do already?
Yeah. I mean, I believe so.
Okay.
How long is Max gonna be punished and kept away from his grandparents and stuff? Over hearsay on the internet.
He never sees his grandparents that side anyway, but.
Mr. Gilbert, I
Else with
just want to remind you, it's more than hearsay. We have a sworn statement by your current wife that has raised these issues. So,
police reports say different.
okay. Mr. Gilbert, are you in telephone contact with Max at this point?
Yes, I've talked to him a few times. Yeah.
Okay. Sir, I'm going to allow the telephone contact to continue.
What about his games and stuff?
Well, at this point, I'm not going to allow you to see Max until you get the hair follicle test and get the substance abuse evaluation. And I'm going to take Mr. Lawrence's suggestion, and I'm not going to set another review hearing. When those two things are completed and I can see the result, then you can put this back on the calendar for the court so I can look at it and I can determine what a safe visitation plan will be. But until I get those tests, I can't determine that.
So when they come up all negative, how can you take away all the priceless time I've missed out and everything else?
Well, that might be something I take into consideration. But I need to see negative tests before I can even consider that.
You'll never be able to make up priceless time I've missed with them.
Well, sir, I've had this order in effect since February 2nd.
I can bring my bank statements down and showing you I ain't got no money. Work right now is really slow.
All right, so what we're going to do today then is I'm not making any other decisions. I'm leaving the orders for the tests and the evaluation in place. And when they're completed, Mr. Gilbert can put this back on the trial calendar or on the court's calendar. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's it for today. Thank you.
Your Honor,